evening and welcome to the LRP Network inside the LRP Tower in beautiful downtown Hammond. I'm Don Clark along with Dr. Janet Seabrook, who is our senior medical correspondent and the keeper of the clock when it comes to my flu shot, which I told her last week I will continue to wait until it's October. I'm not afraid to get the needle. Yeah, I'm afraid to get the needle. Who am I lying? So there we go. The truth is out. And how are you, Dr. Seabrook?
I'm doing pretty well today. It's pretty hot outside. I love warm weather. I'm never gonna complain about the weather when it's warm, no matter how hot it is.
Ooh, no, because I know what's coming in a few months. So I'm very content with this. Absolutely. So Dr. Janet Seabrook, she is your host of Your Health Matters. Dr. Seabrook, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Don. Well, today we have Joslyn Kelly of Jay's Breakfast Club. And so I just want to welcome you to Your Health Matters. Joslyn, thank you so very much for agreeing. I know we've been on this whirlwind tour today. We spent an hour together this morning in the radio station, and here we are this afternoon on my television show, Your Health Matters. And so thank you so very much for agreeing to be a guest on today's show. And really, I want to take this time and this opportunity to really spotlight and highlight the work that you're doing in the community in serving people breakfast, healthy options on the menu, as well as some comfort and soul food in Gary. And I also want you to tell us a little bit about your new restaurant that you're going to be opening up. We're getting a brand new building in Gary, and whenever I hear that, that always makes me happy. I love new construction, especially when it happens in Gary. And then you'll talk to us a little bit about your foundation. So let's start out with you introducing yourself to everyone and telling us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Hey, everyone. Good afternoon or good evening. My name is Joslyn Kelly. I am the proprietor of Jay's Breakfast Club in the city of Gary. We are located at 3669 Broadway, down the street from IUN, up the street from Ridge Road. So we're right between 8094 and Ridge Road. We are celebrating our 50th year in business beginning this October. October 1 marks our 5 years. So I'm excited because one, we've kind of jumped over that hurdle where businesses don't succeed, but at the same time we're excelling because, as Dr. Seabrook said, we are in the process of building our very own building. We are open every day, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and on Sundays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we serve as she said, comfort food, home inspired, but we also have a good nudge. Thank you, Dr. Seabrook, for inspiring our healthy options menu. So for those of us who need to do things and curb our lifestyle, those options are available because, be honest, we can't eat stealthy. I was looking for a word every day, but everything is in moderation. Just like, you'll get tired of eating healthy stuff continuously and you want to enjoy something good in the meantime. And so you get the best of both worlds with us at Jay's Breakfast Club. I am a Gary born and raised girl, graduate of Lew Wallace. So this is home. This is home. And I'm excited to be in a position to have a business that's giving back, serving, and in the midst of everything. And that's us, Jay's Breakfast Club.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful description. Now, I'm a little biased. I think your healthy options are very delicious. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of those healthy options that you do have at your restaurant?
Absolutely. Well, there's this lady named Janet Seabrook, who's actually one of our partners. So we've been at the current location we are now about 3 years. And when we opened this location, she said, wait a minute, hold on. We need to look at some things. And so we have a whole portion of our menu that's devoted to healthy eating. And that includes everything from an egg white omelet, which is full of veggies served with a cup of fruit, fresh fruit. And then we also have a breakfast stir fry. She's so cute. That is served with brown rice and a veggie stir fry, not necessarily with heavy salt and pepper, but herb spices. So it gives it flavor and taste. And that's served also with a side of egg white. And then because people have asked, we are a breakfast spot primarily. That is our focus. But we have been dibbling, dabbling in salads because that's what the folks want. So we've been trying to provide that as well. So as far as the healthy option menu go, that's on the food side. But on the other side where we have drinks or a liquid breakfast, we do offer smoothies, and getting some help from one of our also businesses in the community, Smart Smoothie. She's given us some tidbits on how to even make that smoothie that much more healthy. So it's no dairy, all fruits and veggies going into there. So that is another nudge to healthy living.
Well, what I'd like to do, and maybe it's something that we can do next summer together, you and I could collaborate on some specialty summer salads.
Yes.
Because I grow
Farm
kale
to
right.
tasteful.
Yeah, I grow kale right now and strawberries.
Wow. Okay.
So and red onions. So what we could do is we can put together a summer mix. We can do several summer salads. We do one featuring kale with strawberries. For people who don't have nut allergies, we could have pine nuts available for toppings. So let's look to talk about some of those summer salads. I'd love to do some butter lettuce, and another with the mixed greens, the spring mixed greens. So you and I can talk about some of the combinations. Maybe we'll do 3.
But why do we have to wait till next spring? Why can't we do a fall salad?
I can help you do something like that. Let me think about some of the fall veggies and fruits. Maybe we can do an apple, one that features apples with the kale. So let me think. Maybe the butter lettuce and apples would be good too.
Awesome. Exciting. Yes.
My brain is churning right now because I never think about, I always think about summer salads because my mind is always fixated on kale and what I can turn kale into in the summertime. And I love berries. This year I grew blueberries, kale, and strawberries in my garden. So my kids were looking at me like, okay, I'm like, yes, more blueberries, good for you. So I had a good time this summer in my garden. And
my husband killed my strawberry plant.
He did?
Yes, he was supposed to transfer it and he never transferred it, and so it died.
You know what? I won't be surprised if it'll come back because I thought I had killed mine and they didn't come in last summer, but they came back this summer with a vengeance. I have the ever-bearing strawberries. They got covered in the leaves from the fall. And so I have totally forgotten about them and didn't dig them out or anything. And I guess it composted. And they I had strawberries everywhere this summer.
Wow.
Yeah, so it might miss a year, but you expect to get some strawberries back. I'm thinking that bush may not be gone.
Don't excite me.
So you and I offline we'll talk about some fall salads.
I love it.
Help you do that. So let's talk a little bit about where the new restaurant is going to be, and tell me if there's going to be outdoor dining because.
Well, we have back in May we did our ground dedication, and we are going to be located at the corner of 26th and Broadway, which is just north of 8094. So exciting! It is an entryway, a gateway into the beautiful city of Gary. So if you're heading south, you run into IUN, and when you're coming north, you're going to be very soon welcomed by the love from Jay's Breakfast Club. And so we're extremely excited. This project is not just about the restaurant, but it's about actually opening up and doing some great things with the community, but also being a spark to invite other businesses in to actually make the investment. And, I'd like to think of it as a phoenix rising from the ashes. So we are the city on the hill. and we have so much to offer, and it's time for us to put ourselves in a place where we're actually doing for us, by us, and supporting us. So I am just so excited to be this Gary girl, nervous as all get out, making the investment. But people, especially like you, Dr. Seabrook, who has taken the charge and has done it and has proven that it can be done. So kudos to you, and thank you for your inspiration and your encouragement, and continue to encourage, because some days I'm just like, I don't want to go. But people keep showing up, so that makes me want to keep showing up too. So thank you, everybody.
Oh, you're very welcome. You know, you talk all the time about me being a mentor to you and an inspiration. And I think that when we first met several years ago, it was just like we had known each other forever and we had just met each other.
Right.
And so I think that we're being inspirations to each other.
Absolutely.
Like that. Mm-hmm.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yes. You didn't. So will I be able to dine al fresco?
Oh, I'm sorry. Back to the restaurant. So we're so excited with the developments that are going on. Unfortunately, we had to switch architects, and the new architects have done some incredible. I'm actually at my home office, so I have plans all over the table. One cool thing about it is when this group of architects interviewed me, they wanted to know our story, and the motto or the mission of the restaurant is inspiring positivity through love, doing what we love, where we love, for the people that we love. Dr. Seabrook, are you familiar with sign language? Do you do sign language at all?
I am familiar with it. Actually, my children taught it to me when they were little because their school taught them American Sign Language. So I do know a few hand
Do you know
signals.
I love you?
Yes.
Can you do it?
I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's I love. I don't remember the last one.
Okay. I wish I had the drawing in front of me, but the architect actually took the words "I love you." It's at the bottom. It ends up like this, and so they've designed the building behind the "I love you." So the image of the building actually takes its form from the sign language "I love you."
Oh, that is so
How cool
beautiful.
is that?
That is wonderful.
So to answer your question, yes, there will be outdoor dining. We are playing around with some ideas for rooftop dining.
I'm there.
We'll have a private room. So a lot of people have inquired about, we have a lot of customers who ask us about private rooms or doing small parties during the day or whatever. All of that we've kind of filtered into our design. We'll have a full bar. So we've had a lot of adults asking us about adult libations.
Don.
Yes.
There will be adult libation. I'm just excited. It's an opportunity to just, you know, I tell people all the time, my vision started off like this little piece of string. And as days go by, the ball just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The things that are happening, I'm not smart enough to imagine. So I know it's all God driven. And I'm just excited to be the conduit, the steward in this big train that's moving forward. So it's a bunch of great things that are going to happen as a result of this building. And my prayer is that it just sparks continued development and a change of heart, a change of thought, a change of belief, so that more and more people will take a bet, bet on themselves that we're going to win.
That's just a wonderful story, but I know that there's more to your story. So would you tell us about the foundation?
Sure. Most people know my story. Unfortunately, I only have one son, and on December 4th, 2014, active duty military, my son committed suicide. And from his life, it actually ignited the purpose and the drive in my life. His last words to me were, "Mom, I love you, but I'm done living." And with that, I have a renewed sense of what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm still here. So my job every day is to inspire other individuals not only to love to live, but things get hard, especially in this environment that we're in now, this pandemic. When it gets hard, we got to tie a knot and we just got to keep living to love again. And so that's the purpose behind the foundation, is to help encourage people just to continue to push forward. We have a primary focus, of course, on youth, specifically Black men, Black youth transitioning into men. We want you to know that in spite of everything that's going on, we're here for you. We want to give you what you need to transition into adulthood so that you are strong, you are involved, you are a massive contributor to this society in which we live. I was telling the story earlier that, you know, with all of the media going on now, with what happened in Kenosha, and then around the same time frame, what happened in Lafayette, Louisiana. Just 2 weeks ago, I was actually sitting down the street from where I am now in my parents' driveway on a business phone call, and I heard a bunch of gunshots. Didn't know which way to turn. Again, young males. And then unfortunately 3 weeks ago, I lost my father-in-law to gun violence. So the commonality of these stories is gun violence, violence, and Black men. And I'm a firm believer on the outside. How you look on the outside predicates how you feel on the inside. So if we can work on the inside to begin pulling people up and encouraging people, then we're changing the trajectory, because of course, we're living today, but we also want to be here tomorrow and beyond. So my son's legacy has afforded me the opportunity to, one, to understand the power of life and what it means and the opportunities that we're given day to day, but encourage other folks to maximize on those opportunities as well.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It's heart-rending, and I take everything that you said to heart, and I'm sure that others that are watching and listening will also do the same. To hear how you speak about your son and the support of your husband and your parents, and those things, those tragic things that have happened to you, but you still managed to, as you like to say, rise like a phoenix out of the ashes. So, but I know that you have strong faith as well, and I know that that's what leads and guides you and keeps you strong and able to carry on each day. So I certainly appreciate you sharing your story. I'm going to toss it over to Don, because I'm sure that he has some questions that he'd like to ask.
Well, I do want to say, first of all, to be able to listen to two women talking about food, you definitely had my complete and undivided attention. And then you throw libations into it too, and it's like,
What more could you ask for, right?
I have nothing after that. No, I do have this, and listening to your story, Joslyn, it's incredible what you've been through. But I do want to mention this too. You know, when COVID hit, everybody's business was affected by it, yours included, and then to come to where you are now and with what you're going to be doing, I guess it's kind of a two-part question is, you know, how nervous were you during COVID, and how unstoppable do you feel now that you've made it through it?
Well, that's very interesting, because a couple things happened, especially around that the end of March timeframe. We went from March 15th to you can operate, but you can't let people in. So we had customers, people who come into Jay's Breakfast Club, they usually don't want to leave. And that's, we actually started off to go 5 years ago, and people came in and they wouldn't leave. And so when we switched to carry out, I had customers saying, I'm still gonna stay. And so it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I made the executive decision to shut down for the month of April. And we were in a position where I was blessed to continue to pay our employees. And I used that month to do a lot of research. What is this thing? How does it look? How are other people dealing with it? And, you know, like most people, tried to quarantine in the house, but I'm a busybody, so I still got out and drove around. And so in that process, I'm still seeing people out. I'm still going places like a Chick-fil-A, and I'm seeing lines still wrapped around. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, well, people still have to eat. So how can I jump back into this thing, but make it make sense for my customers as well as my staff? So the month of April was an opportunity for me to dig deep and do a lot of research and get a lot of knowledge, as well as figure out what options are out there to kind of support us through this process. So with that month of April, made the decision to open the doors back up at the beginning of May. And then we fully opened up in July for dine-in again. And I will tell you this, although we closed in the month of April, the month of May and June, I think, as well as July, are what we were doing as a restaurant actually surpassed what we did this time last year. So all I can say is God is good. The decisions that I've been making have yielded beautiful results. Where most people were gun shy, I just dug deeper into it and forged forward. That was my opportunity to kind of feel through and make sense of everything that I was doing and figure out how I needed to change our business model to make it make sense and keep us safe as well as our customers safe.
There were a number of companies that we talked to on the broadcast side and in different areas while we were going through March and April and May. The idea was that if you are coming back from this and you try to do everything the way that you did it, you're not really going to survive. It sounds like
Right.
you have taken it to the next level, and wow, congratulations! That is unbelievable. Nice job, Dr.
you.
Seabrook. I'm going to toss it back to you real quick. We've got about a minute before we have to wrap it up.
Okay, thank you, Don. Well, it sounds like, Joslyn, you depended on research and science to guide you
Yes.
in making your decisions
I
as to
did.
how you would safely reopen your business
Mhm.
that serves people food every day.
Mhm.
So kudos to you for following the science-based, evidence-based science in returning and resuming your business, which appears to have boomerang back, not only that, but surpassing the numbers that you had this time last year. So congratulations to you
Thank you.
on that. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much again for agreeing to be on the show today. I believe that people have heard a very inspiring story if they're listening in and watching today. And I'd like to keep the lines of communication open between us because I want to follow up and I certainly want to be there when it's time to cut that ribbon. And I want to have a reserved table somewhere with a chair with my name on it.
What she
I
said.
can sit there every time I come. No, I'm just,
You know you're good, Doc.
no, I'm not kidding, right?
Yeah, I know.
I was always a big believer in life is uncertain. Eat dessert first.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thanks so much. Thank you so
No,
much.
thank you.
Jocelyn. You're welcome.
Jocelyn, it was a pleasure meeting you. Congratulations on your
Thank
success,
you.
and good luck with the foundation and everything else.
Thank
Sounds
you.
like you're on the right track. Dr.
Thank you.
Seabrook, always a pleasure to see you. We will talk to you again next week, and stay tuned. We've got Dr. Glenn Harrison and a higher calling, the Samurai Doc, coming up next. I'm Don Clark on the LRP Network.
Oh.